meeting to order. Please have the minute taker notes, those that are, or please call the meeting to order, better yet.
Call the roll?
Yeah, roll call.
Call the roll.
I'll do the roll
Sorry,
call.
I'm trying to connect to the Wi-Fi, and
You called the meeting, I'll call the roll call.
yes, the roll call, please.
Okay. Alderman Catalano?
Here.
Alderman Currielli?
Here.
Alderman Jacob?
Here.
Alderman Ames?
Here.
Alderman Sismarski?
Here.
Alderman Sorrentino?
Here.
Alderman Messina?
Here,
Alderman Woods?
Here.
okay. For those in the media room, let's upgrade our internet because it's horrible. But first topic, if I can get into my notes here. I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the minutes dated March 10th, 2022.
So move.
Second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. And next up, a report and recommendations. First up is an approval of an agreement between the City of Wooddale and Performance Pipelining for the fiscal year 2023 sewer rehabilitation project in an amount not to exceed $89,642. Is there a presentation on this? Dr.
Thank you, Chairman. There was to be a presentation on this, but unfortunately our engineer couldn't be with us tonight. So I will share those presentation materials with the city manager to put in the manager's report this week. What the presentation was going to show was the portions of this study area in Ward 4 which have been completed so far, what was to be covered this year, and what was left for future years, as well as kind of summarizing some of the impacts that we've seen from our I&I program so far. So I will be sure to share those materials with the council, with the city manager to share with the council this week. Other than that, we solicited bids for the sewer rehabilitation project this year. We received one bid from Performance Pipelining, which was the contractor that performed the work this year. And we recommend award in the amount of $889,642.
Is there a motion? Alderman,
Make that motion. Second.
okay, Alderman Woods?
Yeah, Al, so could you speak to, we got the bid for 889. What was the alternate bid tabulation? The other, what was that about?
Director Lang?
That was to expand the work area for this year, depending on how bids came in, if we could fit it into the budget, we were going
Okay.
to cover a larger area.
So that was an optional, because prices went up, we didn't work that out.
Correct.
One follow-up on the bid tabulation for project management. The engineer's cost estimate was $8,000 and the contractor's estimate is $200. Does that mean that we don't get any supervision, or they somehow funneled it into some other line item?
So the supervision for this will be under a different agreement. That's actually the second item with RJN, is our construction supervision of that. That I would assume is the contractor's project management related to his subcontractors.
Okay, so since RJN is going to be the on-site resident engineer, they're eliminating it really, okay. All right, thank you.
All right, any follow-up questions? Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Catalano?
Yes.
Alderman Currielli?
Yes.
Alderman Jacob?
Yes.
Alderman Ames?
Yes.
Alderman Sismarski?
Yes.
Alderman Sorrentino?
Yes.
Alderman Messina?
Yes,
Alderman Woods?
Yes.
and that passes. Next, an approval of an agreement between the City of Wooddale and RJN Group for professional service for the fiscal year '23 infiltration and inflow project in an amount not to exceed $142,450. That would be my motion.
Second.
Any questions? Alderman Woods?
Yeah, so, Alan, this is the RJN's contract then to be the resident engineer on the job for $142,000.
Director Lang?
So this is for construction supervision of this year, review of some televising for design for next year as well, and the actual design for next year.
And the design for next year.
Correct.
All right,
yes.
because I was going to,
As well as a $10,000 allowance for miscellaneous items that comes up that we would like to have RGN assist with.
all right, because you know I was going to do the quick comparison of 8,000 in management versus 142,000,
Of
so
course, yes.
as long as this takes care of next year, then I'm good. Thanks.
Can you expand a little bit upon the $10,000 allowance and kind of with like, do we have a way, like a checks and balances on that?
Sure, so simultaneously to our sewer cleaning and televising contract that we put out, staff also does their own routine cleaning and flushing program, and several instances have come up where we find like emergency situations that we might need RJN to take a look at and do a design for a point repair, or see if we can fit in some additional lining. So this is just kind of contingency for instances like that. For instance, we recently found something out on Dominion Drive. We found something on Ash, which we included into the construction for this year. So just knowing that we're gonna find things, it's nice to have these funds to have RJN take a look at them for us.
Is there a way for us to validate? So, meaning like, if they know they have this pot of gold, $10,000, right? And then I'm down there and I'm RJN, I'm not accusing them, but someone says, hey, oh my God, you can't believe what's down here, right? And they give you just a price. Do we have any options to bid that to other folks?
Yes, so these services are only by request of the city.
Okay.
If they're not needed, then that money is not expended. If we have a checks and balance, if we ask them for additional work, we compare it back to the contract price
Okay.
of whatever the contract, for instance, point repairs or lining per linear foot.
I just want to make sure not a free-for-all, where we're like, hey, I need to tune up on my car, check up on my car, and they're just fixing things that don't need fixing just to, okay. So it sounds like we have a checks and balance.
Yep, absolutely.
Any other questions? Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Catalano.
Yes.
Alderman Currielli.
Yes.
Alderman Jacob.
Yes.
Alderman Ames.
Yes.
Alderman Sismarski.
Yes.
Alderman Sorrentino.
Yes.
Alderman Messina.
Yes.
Alderman Woods.
Yes.
And that passes. Finally, an approval of an agreement between the City of Wooddale and Dom Enterprises for the fiscal year 2023 through 2026 beneficial reuse program in an amount not to exceed $161,850. That would be my motion.
Second.
Okay, any questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Catalano.
Yes.
Alderman Currielli.
Yes.
Alderman Jacob.
Yes.
Alderman Ames.
Yes.
Alderman Sismarski.
Yes.
Alderman Sorrentino.
Yes.
Alderman Messina.
Yes,
Alderman Woods.
Yes.
and that passes. Items to be considered at future meetings, salt purchase, April, public works building bid, May, road program, May, city wayfinding sign install, June 9th. Any other items? Okay, Alderman Sorrentino?
Are there lights going on those wayfinding signs?
Maybe it's a question for Director Lang, in alignment with the fourth item. Will there be lights on those wayfinding signs?
So the wayfinding signs that we have now are actually placed on the decorative streetlights. For instance, the one that's right out here, right across from City Hall here, that points to the police station and City Hall. There's a good chance that some of them will be placed on streetlights as well. If not, though, they will likely be illuminated. But the exact location and type and size of those is still yet to be determined. So.
Can you take that into consideration, that they be lit? Is that what you're asking for?
Well, yeah, the one on Addison Road, you can't see it at all.
That's entry.
That's entryway.
That's entryway, it's the gateway sign.
And I
That's not a
believe that is all
wayfinding?
planned to be a part of this, the entryway sign plan and the wayfinding sign as well. And we will take into consideration lighting.
The electrical, okay. That one's already existing, though, I think is what he's talking about.
Yes, and
The
to update, I've
electricals.
actually, recently, we've created a work order with ComEd to power both that location and the Mill Road location as well.
Okay. Any other future items? Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All righty.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
We,
Thank
any
you.
opposed?
Jeff,
Meeting adjourned.
aren't all the entryways?